Hi everyone, my name is Liz and I am a gal living in beautiful Sydney, Australia. Today I'm going to be making my first ever YouTube video, so bear with me. I'm going to be talking about my journey into medical school, so let's get right to it. So I grew up in Canada and I attended university in Ontario. I studied biopsychology as I was super interested between the body and mind connection. During my first 2 years of undergrad, I didn't do so great grade-wise. Essentially, I got all B's as I was too busy enjoying my newfound freedom. Eventually, I was able to buckle down in third and fourth year and got straight A's. So I ended up finishing with a GPA of 3.6 or an 86% average. However, for Canadian medical schools, they are notorious for having very, very high standards in which you need at least a 90% average and a plethora of extracurriculars to even stand a chance. So instead, I followed my passion for biopsychology and applied to a bunch of grad schools. I ended up getting a scholarship to a research master's program in physiology, surprisingly. I got a thesis in which I was able to investigate the relationship between the gut microbiome and anxiety, which completely aligned with my biopsychology interests. So I was super happy about that. And in general, grad school was really awesome. It was such an amazing opportunity to really understand self-directed learning and be able to deep dive into a niche area of research. As you may know, the gut microbiome is a really hot topic in medical research right now, so I was super excited to be part of that. Moreover, I was able to travel internationally to different conferences to present my research, which was awesome. I ended up finishing grad school with a 4.3 GPA, which was really, self-confirming that I can do this. I can excel in academics dealing with tough topics such as neuropharmacology. So that was really nice. But most importantly, what I loved about grad school is that I was able to meet so many wonderful doctors, from gastroenterologists to psychiatrists, who were leading experts in their field and were so respected among their peers. And many of them, more than half of them, had not graduated from a Canadian medical school. So that got me thinking, why not apply to medical school outside of Canada? Consequently, I applied abroad and I ended up getting accepted to multiple schools, but ultimately I decided to come to Sydney, Australia. So my husband and I packed our bags and moved half across the world, and now I'm in my second year of medical school, and yeah, I've loved it so far. Medical school is hard, but it's definitely where I'm meant to be. So as you can see, my pathway to medical school was not very linear. I was rejected a couple times. I had to write the MCAT more than once. I was one of those lucky students that were under the transition of the new MCAT, so I was forced to take the 2015 MCAT. I ended up getting a score of 510, which is decent, but not extraordinary by any means. I think 510 is the average score of accepted US medical students. However, in Canada, the MCAT is actually not weighted that heavily. Usually you just have to meet a certain cutoff, unless you're going to Manitoba or Saskatchewan. But for BC and Ontario medical schools, usually it's just meeting a certain cutoff, and the rest is really based upon your GPA and extracurriculars. However, my MCAT did help me get into Australian medical schools, which was awesome. So another way in which my pathway to medical school was not super linear is that I didn't go straight from undergrad to medical school and started medical school at the young age of 21 or 22, like many of my classmates. Also comparing myself to my undergrad peers, I was just like, wow, some people are already done medical school, my age, and I'm just starting. So yeah, I would sometimes feel old for starting medical school at 25, but really 25 is not old, and I've got plenty of time. But yeah, if there are any of you out there who are starting medical school at a later stage, good for you. Medical school does get harder to get into as you get older, simply because you have competing commitments such as family, and or kids. And medical school just takes a lot of hard work and persistence to get in. So if you have, a massive congratulations to you, but if you haven't, just keep going. At the end of the day, it is not a comparison game, it is not a race, and you just have to make your own path into getting and achieving your dream. So yeah, that's my story of getting into medical school. Right now with the awful COVID-19 epidemic, my school has been moved completely online, so I do have a bit more time on my hands. So I finally committed to making a YouTube channel, and I am so excited to be sharing the rest of my journey of medical school with you guys, and all the things that come in between and make it more enjoyable, such as cooking, working out with my husband, and my adorable puppy, whom I hope to introduce soon in a video. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and talk to you soon.